Hello again, everyone. Hope you are well on this Tuesday afternoon. We are in a record heat wave right now, at least the hottest part of this year so far. We are heat advisories all over the place in this whole region here where we live, where they're talking about it getting up to 110, 112 with the humidity packed in. I went out there this morning and early this morning, and it was already, when you walk out, it's like you're trying to take a deep breath and it's just so stifling. Shirt sticks to the back like right away. So we're almost done with July, and if you can believe that. So they're saying that we have a cool down coming this weekend. So if you're in our region, if you're in southeast North Georgia, maybe even East Tennessee and probably more areas, be careful out there. Don't overdo it outdoors, y'all. All right. I'm going to talk about a couple of different things. I'm going to talk about some things I heard Trump saying yesterday before he got on a plane, I guess, to go overseas, and just some things in general there about that. Before I forget, I have a terrific passage I'm going to share with you towards the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. The main thing I want to talk about is you need to, and you probably know this, I'm preaching to the choir in many cases here, but I think we've run out of places that we can call a safe place, a safe spot. Safe space, safe spot, safe town, whatever you want to call it. It does not exist. It is non-existent in my opinion. Now, somebody's going to say, well, dog, I live in a very safe place. There's no crime here. Everything's perfect. Everybody's polite. Well, if that's the case, never leave there. Never ever leave there. And by the way, they'll probably say that there's no inflation there, that the prices are going down. Never leave. Never, please don't move from there. Personally, I don't think that exists, and I'm going to go into that. First, some news here. I was trying to catch up on. There's so much going on that Trump said he has shortened the deadline to Russia 10 to 12 days now. He was saying 50 days before, saying 10 to 12, about 2 weeks, as far as his demand that Russia make peace with the Z-Man. Z-Man is saying he's willing to talk. He better be willing to talk, because he's getting it handed to him big time right now. Russia is making more advances. They're really building up for the long haul. It's already been a long war. It doesn't look like they're going to stop. So Trump said 10 to 12 days. Then he'll do secondary sanctions on them. I don't think that has much effect on Putin, but also amp up the weapons and upgrade them as far as Ukraine. Now, I do not agree with that personally. We have enough issues here. Don't send a dime, not one thin dime over there. Over other side of the country, when we have enough issues right here. Why are we doing this? I don't agree. Didn't vote for it. Now, I like some things he does, okay? The deportations, making an effort there. He's helping with some peace, I think it was between Pakistan and India, and then another one here recently, the Cambodia and Thailand had a couple of days of war there. It was weird, and I think he helped broker that peace, at least a ceasefire there. He's good on that kind of stuff. The tariffs are bringing in a lot of money. He was saying yesterday the tariffs are bringing in a lot of money. He's talking about it like a lot of money. Okay, well, that's cool and all, but how is it going to help the economy? Now, he did mention something about putting it towards the debt. Okay, I'm good with that. I like that. Now, a reporter asked him, what about refunds? What about a rebate or whatever to the American people? And he said, well, we actually are. We have been talking about that and thinking about that. Now, I have 2 points to make about that. One is, if it's not seriously being considered and going to do it, he shouldn't even say that, because people are going to get their hopes up, and then they're going to be pissed off when it doesn't happen, like it did before. All right, I don't like that. Don't even mention it. It's like when your kids were young and you're going to take them to the park, or you're going to take them to the swim park or to the movie. You kind of wait on that. You kind of hold that in your back pocket in case something happens or something, comes up. You can't go. You want to, you got to be strategic about it, right? Get their hopes up. And so if it's not going to happen, don't talk about it. Now, putting it towards the debt, I'm good with that too, as long as it's done properly. Maybe help Social Security or something like that. I don't know. But, how's it going to help the folks? And then he said, we've wiped out inflation. I don't agree with that. Not from my perspective. Not from the perspective of the folk, a person, like a regular person. Now, it might be good. He said things are great. We're on fire. We're the hottest country right now. Well, maybe if you're in the 1%. We're not seeing that. I don't see that. I'm about to go to the store here and get fleeced beyond recognition here. Don't matter what store you're going to. A dog go to that. It don't matter. It don't matter what store you're going to. You're getting fleeced. So don't tell me inflation is wiped out. All right? That's not cool. Now, I saw you did a trade deal or something like that with the EU. That's fine and dandy. All right, that's cool. Again, how hopefully maybe it just takes time to help the economy. I don't know. I'm not an economist. I'm just an observer, a person out here who has not seen a change in the cost of living. Maybe the gas went down 10 cents and then it goes back up. And, so help me out here. Help me out here. Now, the deportations, like I said, that's good. That's fine. I like the effort. Now, I will say, I don't think it's feasible to physically deport everybody that came in here illegally. That's not going to happen, y'all. It's not even going to come close to happening. Now, take away the freebies, take away the free health care, all that stuff, the SNAP, the credit cards, the food, all the freebies. Take that away. Hire citizens. They will self-deport. They're not going to hang around here. They're sending the money back down south anyway. They will self-deport if you take that stuff away from them. I can guarantee you. All right. I didn't realize I was going to get such on a rant early in the video. But okay, I'm going to move on from that one. All right, I'm going to move on from that. All right. So, y'all, the world, we know this, but the world has lost its mind, y'all. It's in a serious crisis, and the crisis is deepening as far as crime is concerned. And you could have said something similar even a year ago, but I believe it's intensified. It definitely, in my opinion, it has, y'all. Every day, multiple times a day, we got all kinds of dog squeeze going on that is just horrific. Horrific. You got Cincinnati, this jazz festival where these people are just trying to get out and get away from after the festival and go on their merry way or whatever and get assaulted. I'm surprised. They're lucky they survived this. A man and a woman. I think actually from the video I watched, the video was absolutely awful. Absolutely horrendous, y'all. Just Google, if you haven't seen it yet, Cincinnati Jazz Festival, beat down, couple gets attacked. It's all over social media. It's so bad, y'all. They get attacked by a mob, and it's like 25 against 2, and one of them's female. You got men, and they look like young teenagers actually. Some are adults that are attacking them, and women jumping in on it like freaking wild animals. And then you got another layer that's filming, that's recording it, egging it on like it's carnival atmosphere or something. WWF. No police, no law enforcement in sight, nothing, no help coming. These people are on their own. And apparently they had no self-protection on them because it's just them and their fists and foul language. That's it. They get beat down. I'm surprised, especially the woman. A man clocks out the woman, knocks her out, KO. It's awful. What kind of man are you? This woman didn't hit him, didn't go after him. When it's like 25 against 2 or 3, you got no shot. You got no shot. You got no chance at that. I don't care if you're Bruce Lee or whatever. You know, you need protection. We've got to be prepared to protect ourselves. I don't care where you are anymore. You got the Cincinnati thing, Traverse City. We know about that happened, I think, this past weekend. Michigan, where some nutcase goes into Wal-Mart with a knife. Injures like over 11, wounded like over 11 people. Thankfully, a veteran who is packing stops this. The guy dropped the knife because he knew he wasn't going to get away with that. He wasn't walking away from this guy, this veteran with a weapon, with a tool. Was not going to let him. So they held him there until police came. Thankfully, somebody with protection probably saved untold amount of other people. So Cincinnati, Traverse City, I might not be saying that right. Atlanta, this past weekend, at least 3 shootings, like 10 people in one of those shootings, just in one of those shootings. The Atlanta mayor comes out and says, we're doing all kind of great job. What a dang idiot. New York City, yesterday, last night, Manhattan of all places, nutcase goes in there. Looks like from the latest information is that he was targeting, walks in with a long tool, okay, and goes in Manhattan, one of the major buildings in there, the Park Avenue, I forget exactly, goes to the 33rd floor. That's interesting, but they say that his real target was the NFL offices, National Football League office, but he took the wrong elevator apparently and ended up at the Blackstone office. One of the executives there lost their life in this, including another law enforcement officer on the first floor. Sounds like father of 2, y'all. It's a shame. It's sad. From what I can tell, 5 lost lives, and then plus his. And the guy ended his own life, apparently. Now, how he did that with a long gun, I'm not quite clear. So that's kind of weird to me. I don't know. Maybe his arms are long, you know. But at least he saves the taxpayers some money. You know. That's just some things that were in the news. Now, I've seen countless posts, videos of other instances, other crimes, just out in the public. Every state, any city, not even big cities, now mostly in the big cities, but in the small cities. Traverse City, Michigan, it's not exactly a huge metro. You know, it's not a huge big city. It's not a major city. But especially in the major cities, be super careful. Have protection. Even if you're in a small town, y'all, gosh, it don't matter. People have totally lost it. They're on a hair trigger, and it doesn't take anything. You can look at somebody wrong at a stop sign, and that could set it off, or a red light. I don't even look at other drivers anymore. I don't even blow my horn anymore. I will not blow my horn. I wouldn't have said that 5-10 years ago. We've got to be prepared to protect ourselves. Now, the first line of that is avoiding bad areas, of course. And you know where they are. But these things seem to be happening mostly in places like concerts, large gatherings, large box stores, grocery stores even, y'all. Large venues where there's a high concentration of people. Mostly. Malls, shopping malls. Inside or outside shopping malls, it don't matter. Be super, have the radar way up, super aware of what's happening around you. If your antenna goes off, if the hair on the back of your neck starts standing up, just get out of there. Even if you don't see anything right away, be really so alert, observant. And you know what? I think this is going to increase, if you can believe that. It's going to increase because, like with the Cincinnati thing, these people had no fear. If you watch these videos, no fear of repercussion. And there will be no repercussion. I guarantee you. They said they arrested 5 people. There were over 20, 30 people in this group. Now, the 5 they arrested, and they said they were looking for 8 more. They're not going to find them, and they don't want to find them. It goes against their narrative. You know what I mean by that. I'm not going to have to spell it out. So in the large cities especially, you're at a disadvantage just being you, who you are. And you know what I mean by that too. So we must be prepared. How are you prepared to defend yourself? Or at the very least, avoid a bad situation. The large venues, shopping malls. Know where the exits are. Have a plan. Have some kind of preparation plan. If it all goes bad. You just never know where and when. That's where we are. And it's going to get worse. I guarantee it's going to get worse. These people have no fear of repercussion. Justice is not swift. Or it may not be there at all. They may get arrested and then they're back on the street. And they know this. And they know this. I'm going to go to a passage. Here. We are in John. I think this was the Bible app verse of the day, but it is a really good one. Let's see. We are in John chapter 8, I believe. Yes, chapter 8, verse 12. When Jesus spoke again to the people, he said, this is from the words of Jesus, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life, y'all. Will have the light of life. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness. There's a lot of darkness in this world right now, y'all. And right here in this country, we are around a massive amount of godless people, especially in these large cities. The people that are in charge and running these things mostly are godless. Let's be honest. We're on our own. Well, we have Jesus. We'll never walk in darkness. There's so much darkness around, but he is the light. And if we follow him, it says it right here, we'll have the light of life, no matter what happens to us. Let's keep that in mind. I hope that's encouraging. Let's stay aware. Let's be careful out there. The world has lost it, and it doesn't matter where you are. I don't care if you're in a small town. Try that in a small town. They're doing it in small towns. Forget all that. You got to be ready. You got to be ready. Don't hole up in your house and be afraid to get out. Go about your business. But just be ready. Be safe. Take care of your business and keep it moving. Be safe. Stay close to Jesus. God bless y'all. See you soon.